Welcome to the Unscripted Woman Podcast, a podcast for women who are done living by the script that's been written for them and are ready to rewrite their own. Today, I am absolutely honored to be joined by Cătălina Popoveniuc. She is a graduate in law and psychology, so double whammy, with over 23 years of experience supporting people on their journeys. She dreams of a world where women truly live, not just survive, and never feel alone. She's a psychotherapist, a speaker, and the founder of hashtag Alive in Her global movement, which is a movement for empowering women. So you're perfect for my
Yeah,
theme.
exactly.
So thank you first off for joining me.
I'm
I'm
happy to be here.
I'm so excited to talk about this. When we chatted ahead of time, everything you said was just so in line with what I'm trying to do and with what we need as women right now in the world. So before we get into that part, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you get to where you are?
Well, as you said, I graduated law in psychology. Actually, law I graduated because I was born and raised in a narcissistic family, and of course, it was only medicine or law because they needed you know they needed to say, oh, but my daughter is a doctor or my daughter is a lawyer. So of
Mhm.
course, yeah. So that is why I graduated law. Because they needed me to do that in order to tell people that they have a lawyer in the family. Of course, I didn't practice it. I wasn't good for that. It wasn't fit for me. And after that, I made the second faculty, and after that, I became a therapist. And that's definitely for me.
Mm.
Yeah,
And what
so
kind
that is why I have two faculties.
right,
One
right.
because I had to, and the other one for my soul, and after that for my job.
Okay, perfect. So what kind of therapist are you? Who do you work with?
Well, I work with as a survivor of narcissism. It's easy for me to work with other survivors, and of course, I work with many people, men and women, but especially with survivors of narcissism. So I
Okay.
help women divorce their narcissistic husbands and so on.
And as a psychotherapist, do you practice specific types of therapy?
Well, experiential therapy,
Okay.
and I work only online.
Only online.
Because I got used because people are all over the globe and it's
Hmm.
easier for me to work with all of them.
Okay. Okay. So you service everybody, not just in your immediate
Yeah,
vicinity.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And from next year, I intend to travel around the globe, to travel everywhere. So, and it's easy because I work online
Perfect.
and
So you'll be
I
a digital
can,
nomad.
exactly, yes.
Very
So I will
nice.
have my backpack and travel. I will
Yeah.
just have my laptop and travel everywhere.
So when you talk about coming from a narcissistic family, can you give our listeners an idea of what that looks like? Because some people may be involved in that and not aware of it yet. So, what would that look like if you were talking to someone and they aren't aware?
Yeah, well, for me, it was I was born and raised a narcissistic family, and after that, of course, I chose only narcissistic partners because, well, that's all I knew. That
Hmm.
was familiar for me. So it was narcissists. There were narcissists all along, all my life, and I'm almost 50 years old. So it's a pity I had so many narcissists, and let's say lost so many years
Hmm.
with narcissist friends or partners or family. So regarding family, my mother and my grandmother were narcissists. So everything was about them. They decided what to do, what to eat, and everything. It was like in a cult. I didn't
Okay.
even know how other families are. I wasn't allowed to leave the house and so on. So I could only go
Okay.
to school and come back. I wasn't allowed to talk to anybody, like colleagues or friends. So I thought that was what the reality was. So of course, after that, when I got to the real reality, it was, quite, oh, but how the, this is how the world works because I
Mm.
didn't know. And after that, I chose only narcissistic partners. That means, people who have no empathy Everything is about them, and they just use you. They just use you as a supply. Your needs are not important. You are not important, and they just try to keep you low, very inferior, so they can control you. They can manipulate you. And I chose these kind of partners one after another. So if your listeners are in narcissistic relationship, don't wait for them to change. Just run. Just
Okay.
get out from there and get some help.
And with narcissistic, if I'm not mistaken, when you're dealing with a narcissistic partner, there isn't necessarily physical abuse because a lot
No,
of
no, no,
times
no,
women
no,
think that
no,
it has to be physical for it to be abuse.
no, no, no. It's emotional abuse. Yeah, in
Right.
my case, it was never physical abuse, and in most cases, there is no physical abuse, but emotional abuse. For example, in my case, it was a lot of gaslighting. So, gaslighting is when they try to, to play with your mind, and you don't know what is real and what is not. So, for example, your blouse, they tell you that it's pink or white, and at some point they convince you of that.
Hmm.
And if you try to tell something else, they tell you that you're too sensible, you don't remember correctly, you're crazy, and so on. So
Okay.
after so many years, you get confused. And of course,
Right.
you believe you are worthless and so on. So yes, it's only, or not only, but it's mostly emotional abuse. But they
Okay.
make you believe you are so inferior that you can't do anything in life, that you are absolutely worthless. So it's not, you can't try something because there is no use, because you won't succeed it, and so on.
Okay. Okay. Now, because you work with these women and
Yes,
some men, you found um, patterns
yes,
within the women, and that's why you started the Alive
yes.
in Her movement. So tell us about that. Why did you start it? What was the trigger that made you decide that this was something you needed to do?
Well, all the women, you are right, there are some patterns, and all the women told me they are very lonely because while they were married with a narcissistic partner, they made sure they had no friends, no family, and so on, because everything was about the narcissistic partner. So
Mhm.
when they got out from the relationship, from the cage, let's say, they had no one around them because all their friends disappeared and so on. So they felt very lonely, and they were sure they are on their own and they couldn't ask anyone for help and so on. So that is why I've seen the need for that movement, Alive in Her. And another pattern was that they only survived. They didn't live. So they didn't live, they didn't laugh, they didn't even know how to laugh, or they forgot to laugh. So they just survived one day to the other. So that
Mhm.
is why I wanted to create this movement for women to know that they are not alone, and to be able to live and be alive.
So
And to
tell us
know
about the
that
movement.
and to know that there is somebody there for them,
Mhm.
that they are not all alone in the world. So the movement was created a few months ago, and I started with a Facebook group, and it already has a lot of members, and there women offer something. For example, they offer free coaching, or or their knowledge or their time, and people are offering, other people are receiving, and it's already like a family, like a community. And actually, it started from my own need, because back then, many years ago, I needed that healthy family. I needed that healthy village. And so this year I created it. I built it.
Nice. So what kind of women are in it?
Well, they are not only survivors of narcissism, even though it started like that, but they are women who just need to be empowered by other women, who just need support, or who are able to give, courage or power, or whatever. So all kind of women, young, let's say a bit older. So all kind of women, all ages.
Hmm.
And they have, different jobs, so lawyer, doctors, and so on. So it's easier for them to help each other, because if one has a questions, another one may reply, and so on.
Okay. Okay.
And they support each other because, when one is sharing her story, another one is inspired by it. And after that, she believes, oh, but I can find my voice too. Oh, but I, and so they inspire each other. And it's very nice to, it's very nice to see this. And it's very
Hmm.
empowering for me too, to see that this community, is there and they help each other and so on.
Right. And so the women that are in it, they're from all over the world.
Yes, yeah.
And how do they end up finding it?
Well, they bring friends into the group, or I post on Facebook about the movement.
Okay.
And
Okay.
they find me, or I say some people, or I post on some other groups and so on.
Hmm.
So they find me, join, and they see the benefit of being in that community, and after that, they bring more friends.
Right. Right. Wow. So how active is the group? Because I know it's
Well,
new.
yeah, it's new. It's very active because now in December they are offering a lot of things. They're playing Santa Claus or something,
Mm,
and it's very active. And from 1 hour to another, of the list of free gifts is changing, and I update the list and so on with
okay.
free coaching and a lot of things,
Hmm.
or virtual coffee or something like that.
Yeah, you had mentioned to me about virtual coffees, which I thought was a
Yes, yeah,
fantastic idea.
yeah.
So what does that look like?
Well, for example, one lady said I can offer a virtual coffee on Friday, and another one is picking that coffee and drinks the coffee with, and one can be from one part of the globe, the other one from the other part of the globe. And it's important because they can talk and, and it's very good because they don't feel alone.
Hmm.
And of course, maybe one of them needs, somebody to talk to exactly in that day and so on.
Right. So when you're thinking of this movement, I know right now it's only a
At the
Facebook.
beginning.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
very beginning. Yeah, it's very,
Yes.
very new.
Yeah.
And like we said before we started chatting, I'm going to be following up with you
Yeah.
so I can say I remember when.
Yeah.
Um, so right now it's the Facebook group, which has how many members?
Well, around, I believe 1,000,
Oh,
almost
that's a good
1,000.
size for a Facebook group,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially
And
for a new one.
especially a very new one. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Where do you see it going from there? Like, what's the
Well,
next step in it?
Well, the next step in the future, I would like to be maybe an app where there can be experts, therapists, lawyers, and so on, and people can find all of the services there. I mean, if they want to get a divorce, they need a lawyer, a therapist, and so on, and
Hmm.
they can find it there. So
Okay.
in the future, I would like an app with all the services in the same place. I mean,
Okay.
not write on the group, who is a lawyer here because I need,
Hmm.
to find there.
Okay. So you're going to have to make sure you get a programmer
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
that you
And
can
I
pull
asked
that.
for the prices, and it's very expensive.
Oh, I know. I know it is. Um, so that's for right now. What about, like I said earlier, what's 5 years from now look like?
Well, a lot of conferences, a lot of, because, as you said, people don't know about narcissism and so on. So I would like to empower people. I would like to give them the information. So a lot of webinars, conferences, and so on, so people can have the information.
Hmm.
And it's important. It's always important to share stories. So probably, maybe not a podcast, but I will think of something to be able to share stories.
Hmm.
Maybe not a Facebook group, but something bigger to be able to share the stories and to understand that it wasn't about them and it's not their fault. And it
Right.
was never their fault, because if they don't know that some other women or some other person, let's say, had the same gaslighting and so on, they believe they did something wrong,
Hmm.
because they don't know it's something universal. They don't know that there are a lot of person in exactly this situation.
Right.
So in the future, I would like more awareness on this.
Hmm.
So more awareness, more empowering, things like
Hmm.
that.
Right. Right. So going back to the whole narcissism thing,
Yes.
I've been very lucky that I haven't dealt with that in my lifetime. That might be because I'm too stubborn and I have a little bit of a strong personality, just a little
That's very
bit.
good. Yeah.
But for someone who is in it and
Yes.
kind of just realizing that maybe what she's going through or he's going through isn't quite, because women can, I mean, the men's
Yeah,
can be
yeah, yeah.
victims
Yes,
as
yes,
well.
yeah, 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 of course. Yeah.
What what would the first step be for someone? Because, like, is there a safety issue they have to worry about? Like, I know you have to have everything planned and an exit
Yes, yeah.
strategy, but if they're listening and right now just kind of going, geez, that kind of sounds like my relationship, what do they do next?
Well, next to contact a lawyer, and
Hmm.
she said to be sure to have a plan. So before leaving, to have a house where they can go to be safe, to announce to the police if they can be in some danger. Especially if they have children, it's important to have a safe space for them. Of course,
Hmm.
if they don't have children, it's also important. So to have a very good plan, and only after that to leave, to talk to a lawyer, to know their rights and everything.
Hmm. What would a plan look like other than contacting a lawyer?
Well,
Because there's so much more to go in.
yeah, yeah, yeah. To have money, because a lot of persons were forced to give up their jobs, so they don't have money, and they don't have stability on this. So it's important to have money
Hmm.
to start a divorce trial, to find the rent, and so on. So it's
Right.
important to make sure that somebody can give them the money, or they have money, and so on. And that is why it would be important to have a job. So for your listeners, it's very important to have a job,
Hmm.
and not let don't let your partner convince you that you don't need a job, that he will support you, and that you can stay home and just take care of the children. Because if
Right.
some point you want to leave, you won't be able to do it
Hmm.
if you don't have your own money, because he will control the family money for sure.
Right. Right. And for people listening who are dealing with narcissistic parents, I mean, it's a lot easier to go no contact with a parent than it is with a spouse, especially if you share children.
Yes,
Um, any words of wisdom for them? Because again, it's going to look different because it's not a spousal relationship. It
yes,
doesn't have
yeah.
the same dynamics.
Yes, but as you said, it is okay to have a minimum contact or no contact. So it's perfectly okay. And don't let the society or your friends or your relatives to tell you, oh, but it is your family. Oh, but she's your mother. Oh, but she raised you. Oh, you need to keep in touch with her. No. Or even though it's Christmas or New Year's or Easter or whatever, no, you don't have to keep in touch with her, or you don't need to go to her for holidays. So just do what is good for you, and don't
Mhm.
let the society put a lot of pressure on you that you have to do something.
Okay. And for someone who is looking for therapy or in therapy, what does therapy to deal with a narcissistic relationship look like?
For the survivors, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the survivor to know that it wasn't her fault or his fault, and to see the reality again. Because, as I said, after so many gaslighting, they are not sure what the reality is. So, to make sure they see exactly the reality, and they trust what they see, and they trust their instincts, and to delete the negative beliefs, and to build a new identity, a good one, and new beliefs about themselves, that they are not worthless and so on.
Hmm.
Of course, with a lot of proof, with a lot of things they've done, so they can be convinced that they are clever and so on.
And for someone who is getting out of a narcissistic relationship with a spouse and there are children involved, is it possible to co-parent?
Well, yeah, yeah, but it's not quite easy.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
think it would be very difficult.
yeah, because the narcissist will do its best, to not to co-parent, let's say, yeah,
Mhm.
because he's not interested, or he or she is not interested in the child or what is good for the child, but just to get revenge,
Hmm.
on the ex. So it's quite difficult. But there are methods. For example, gray rock method, the one when you say, okay, I will do that. Okay, thank you, and so on. And you don't, let yourself be caught again in their craziness or in their
Hmm.
long messages. So, yeah, it's possible to not co-parent, but let's have to survive
Hmm.
dealing with another parent who is narcissist.
Yeah, yeah. I hear stories, horror stories
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah, 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 me too. Yeah, very horrible. So, yeah.
Yeah. And especially, with one spouse trying to turn the kids against the other
Yeah,
spouse,
yeah,
lying, turning things around so it looks like it's their fault, and
yes,
that sort of thing, which makes parenting together really, really. I remember one friend used to say every time the kids came home from their dads, she had to deprogram them.
yes, yes. Yeah, so
So,
it's a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of anger, a lot of sadness, and a lot of that the thing that you can't protect your children,
mhm.
that you can't do better, and that they have to interact with the father.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe in the future, for the narcissistic parent, it will not be okay for them to spend time with the children. I mean, maybe the laws will change and it will be different
Hmm.
because it's not okay for children to spend time with such a parent.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a matter, I think, of managing to gather enough evidence to present to the court.
Yeah, and the court to listen and to understand the information, to know what the narcissistic people do and so on.
Hmm.
Yeah, but maybe in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. I know here in Canada, there's something called, well, I believe it's federal, something called the Office of the Children's Lawyer. I used to work in law, and they are lawyers who are specifically designated to represent the children.
Oh,
So they go in, they talk to the kids, they talk to the parents, they talk to extended family, they talk to counselors, teachers, principals, doctors, therapists, like everybody. And they will suggest what's best for the child.
and no matter the age of the children.
If they're a teenager, then of course the child's opinion is going to take more weight. But if it's a young child who, under 13, for example, then they'll ask the child what they want, but they will do all of the research and
Yeah, through
talk to
doctors and
everybody
therapists and yeah,
exactly, and then present to the court their findings with their recommendations.
yeah, and the court listens. I
The
mean,
court listens very
oh,
well.
and uses those informations.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know many countries where the court is not interested in that and just say, okay, I mean, the parent has the right to stay with the children.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's interesting there.
Yeah. The court actually appoints them. You
Oh,
can't hire one, the court has to appoint them.
yes, I understand.
So I think that is very helpful when someone is in a situation like that. If the government or the courts have an option for someone to represent the children and the court actually listens,
Yes.
because they will, you know, the teachers and the doctors quite often tell very different stories than what the parents and the children, because they say things from, a bird's eye view, impartial third party, not involved, and it makes for a much better proposition because there are no emotions involved.
Yeah. And
There's nothing involved other than this is the law. These are my findings. This is my recommendation.
yeah, and they might say what have noticed, change of
Mhm.
behavior and so on.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. It's very interesting, and this will happen in many countries. Let's hope.
Yeah. Let's hope. I just always thought it did until very recently because it was always automatic. When I worked in family law, as soon as you had a file that was going to the court, the very first thing you did, if it was acrimonious, was ask for them to appoint the office of the children's lawyer. And all matters go on hold until the office of the children's lawyer is done their investigation.
Yeah,
So,
it's very interesting. Yeah,
mhm.
if I was a lawyer, I probably worked with women or something like that to protect them. I mean, I
Yeah,
probably did the same thing, but as a lawyer.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, so the Alive in Her group, it's only on Facebook right
Yes,
now?
yes.
Okay. And how would people find it on Facebook?
Live in her.
So hashtag Alive in Her and it'll
Yes,
pop up.
yeah, for the group is just alive in her
No
without the
hashtag?
hashtag. No, no. So for the group is
Okay.
just alive in her and it's easy to be found.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. And what if they want to reach out to you for counseling
Well,
or
they may
anything like
find
that?
me on Facebook and we may insert the link.
Yeah, I'll have the link in the show notes.
Yeah, perfect.
So just to check that you don't have a website, Facebook is the best place to
Oh,
reach
no,
you.
no, no. I have one website. It's myname.com. And for the
Okay.
movement, it will be aliveinhermovement.com.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I will
Yes.
put all the links into the show
Yeah,
notes.
yeah,
But some
yeah.
people don't read. So
Yeah, yeah, I know.
it's just
Yeah, so
easier that way.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I have a website of my own. It's myname.com, and the movement has its own website, of
Nice.
course. Yeah, and it's exactly like that, aliveinhermovement.com.
Perfect. There was something I wanted to ask you about the Facebook page,
But you forgot.
and I forgot.
No
Ah,
problem. It happens to me
this
too.
is why I need to write things down. It's menopause
Yeah,
brain.
yeah, yeah. It's that brain fog. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Um,
happens to me too.
Oh my goodness. Thank God I'm talking to all women. Everyone can identify with me.
Yeah, yeah.
The
At
and
some point, I start something, and in the middle of the sentence, I'm wondering what did I wanted to say.
Oh, I know.
It doesn't happen often, but sometimes it happens, and I say, "Oh my God."
Yeah, yeah. Mine's more, I think it was like this morning. I sat down on my computer, opened up my internet, went and did something that I knew I had to do, but wasn't the reason that I sat down for. And then I was like, what did I sit down on? Why did I go on here to begin with? And then I remembered it was to print out my notes for you.
Yeah, so for the women who are listening now, don't worry, it's normal. Or if you are younger, wait there, it will happen to you too.
Yeah, just wait. Give yourself a few years.
Yeah, yeah. And wrote down everything and it will be okay.
Yeah, when you have sticky notes all over everything, you'll know you've reached this point.
Yeah, yeah. But there is life after that too.
Yeah, there is.
And you can still be alive even though you have sticky notes everywhere. Yeah, so it's okay.
Oh,
We can still live your life. We can still laugh. We can still be happy, even though sometimes we forget things.
yeah. Is
So
the
it's okay. And, age is just a number and we can still enjoy our life.
Very true. Very true.
And maybe the happiest years of our life are coming.
You know what? I love my 50s. I do. It is the best. Your kids are grown, you are way
Free to
more,
do more free
yeah,
and more, yeah,
but you're more comfortable in yourself. And I always say, I gave my last F when I turned 50.
yeah.
I just don't care
That's
anymore.
exactly what, yes, yeah. It's
It's
not, oh,
awesome.
what will people think? Or, oh, if I were to, exactly. My last was
Yeah.
exactly as you say. Yeah, I totally agree. And I don't know, it gives me such a freedom. Oh,
Yeah. It's very
don't give,
empowering.
yes, exactly.
Yeah. It's great. I mean, the side effects are fantastic, but it's great. Um,
Yeah.
the group itself, is it a private group that you have to
Yeah,
request to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
join?
It's a private group, and
Okay.
then they can post without giving their name. So if they want to share their story, they can post it anyway.
So they can post anonymously.
Yeah, yeah, and it's
Okay.
very important for them because they want to be able to share story or to comment and so on, but not to use their name.
Hmm. Okay. And it's a
And it's
free
a
group.
it's a free group, and it will always be free, and it's a private group.
Okay.
And I only approve the people who have real accounts, not false accounts made yesterday, and so on.
Yeah.
So, in order to be a safe space for everybody, and we
Hmm.
don't judge, and so on, of course.
Men allowed, or is it just women?
No, men are allowed it too because
Okay.
there are some men who are survivors of narcissism or survivors of domestic abuse, toxic relationship, and not only, and
Hmm.
who need, who need support too.
Right. Okay. Just so that women are aware.
Yes,
Sometimes,
yeah, 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 yeah,
they
yeah,
can
yeah,
feel a
yeah.
little funny about talking
Yes,
about things in front of men.
yeah. So they are especially women, but if they are men who contact me and really need our support, then it's okay.
Okay.
I mean,
Perfect.
not to be men who come to judge or to follow their exes there or so on.
Hmm.
So men who speak the same language and just need support.
Right. So here's a question that you just actually made me think of when you said that. How do you know if a man that wants to join is someone's ex or not, trying to find their spouse?
Well, it happened to me once that a lady told
Okay.
me that, her husband might do that, and her husband tried for weeks to be in the group. But
Wow.
after that, I check their profile and so on. And if they, if it in their profile it appears their town, their job, and so on, I understand it's not, you know. But yeah,
Mhm.
it happened. And of
Wow.
course, I didn't let that guy to join the group.
Yeah, but you had a
Yeah,
heads
but
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But he tried.
Wow. Boy,
Yeah,
they're
because
crafty.
he needed to follow her, everywhere, and
Hmm.
he needed to see everything, even though they were divorced.
Yeah. Make sure
So
she's
they
not
were
saying anything bad about him.
exactly they were divorced, but he needed, to control her. He still
Wow.
needed to do that, so of course he wasn't allowed it. So
Hmm.
mostly are women, but the few men that are in the group, they are my clients or former clients or people, I check their profiles or they are recommended by somebody.
Right.
So let's say they are very well checked.
Yeah. Good. Good. Well, I'm sure that will make people feel better knowing that it's a
Yes.
safe space where, they can share and not have to worry about people that they don't
Yeah,
want
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
seeing it.
no. Yeah, 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 of course. And I had clients, I mean, former clients, and they are in the group, but I know them very well.
Hmm.
And they encourage the ladies and so on.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, yeah. And it's very important for the ladies to see that they are good people out there. They are good men.
Hmm.
I mean, not to have the impression that all men are bad, let's say, or things like that, because it's not
Exactly.
true. Yeah, and of course, for men to see that, they are good women.
Hmm.
Yeah, but mostly they are women and they support each other.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Um, I remembered what I was going to ask you before.
Ask, ask until you don't forget it.
Ask before I forget.
Yeah,
When we were talking about the two ladies who were meeting up for a virtual coffee,
yes.
that's done outside of the group, like through Zoom
Outside
or
of the
something
group.
like
Yeah,
this?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they get in contact and they talk on Zoom or something. They
Okay.
decide on their own.
Right. And do you have any sort of group meetings on like almost like a little networking meeting on the group
Yeah,
itself where people
for the
can meet
moment,
each other?
no. But I had meetings with some lawyers, free meetings, and the people from the group could ask the lawyer, question
Oh, okay.
like legal advice, but it was for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in
Okay.
the
So
future, I
guest
intend to,
speakers.
yeah, guest speakers, and in the future, I want to do this too. And as you said, networking too, in order
Hmm.
to know each other and so on.
Right. Yeah,
And
I think that would be good.
yeah, and in the future, I would also like to have a map somehow so people can know, what countries they are from.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that is the future. But networking, yes, definitely, where we
Yeah.
can present, we can introduce each other and so on, and
Right.
know each other better. Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Good. Awesome.
So
Well,
you want me at your podcast next year or in 5 years? You need to decide exactly now. And don't forget about it. That's very important. Don't forget about it.
funny.
So in next December, if I contact you and say, hey, I'm coming with updates, and you will ask, who are you? What did you do? Were you my guest?
Yeah, I think I'll remember who you are. I think
Okay,
I'll be
okay.
okay with that.
Okay,
I'm not
so
doing
next
that many
December.
guests this year.
Okay. So next December or in 5 years, and I will get back and tell you how the moment grew
Or
and what
next
happened.
December and in 5 years.
And next December and in
Yeah.
5 years to make sure that you don't
So I
forget.
can hold you accountable that you actually
Yeah.
achieved your goals.
Yes.
So by
Yes.
next year,
And
there's going to be an app. And then in
in
five
5 years,
years, there's going to be conferences and you're going to be traveling to speak and all
yes.
that great stuff.
Yeah. And I won't forget either.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Yeah. Yeah. It's important we are laughing about it.
Yeah, it is. It is
Yeah.
because
And understanding that is normal.
yeah, yeah, it
And
can be
it's
a
very
heavy
important.
topic. So,
Yes, yeah, yeah, but it's very important to laugh about it.
mhm,
Okay, because we forget, okay, it happens,
yeah,
but it's important to, if we just laugh about it and don't, how will my life look like? Or, you know,
yeah.
yeah, if we are laughing, then it's okay.
Oh, you know what? You have to laugh.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
so ridiculous. You have to laugh.
Yeah, and at some point I couldn't find my keys, and I was saying, "Oh, maybe my imaginary friends hid them."
That's right. That's right.
I
Someone took
just
them.
someone took them, so I just thought, "Oh, maybe I have some friends, imaginary friends," and they came and took the keys.
Oh, see, I blame the elves and the fairies.
Yeah, yeah. So,
They keep taking
yeah,
my stuff.
exactly. Yeah. So we can think of such characters, let's say, and blame them.
Yeah,
Right.
that
Yeah.
sounds good. I'm going to stick with that. That'll be my
Yes.
story.
Yes, definitely. And we can still laugh. We can be alive. We can enjoy ourselves. We may travel, be happy, no
Hmm.
matter what the age is.
Exactly.
And after that, we'll meet again at 80 and we will
Oh,
have all the questions written down.
then I'll be saying, "Who are you?"
But you'll say it in the middle of the conversation. Who
Yeah.
are you? Who am I talking to? What was the topic of the discussion?
Yeah. Oh, 25 years. I can't even think about what my memory is going to be like.
Well, it's going to be okay, and we will laugh anyway.
Yeah. And we'll look back
Yeah?
on this and laugh and go, geez, we were so young.
And we didn't forget that much back then.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
Oh,
let's enjoy our years and be happy and be alive.
exactly. Perfect. Well, on that note, I want to thank you for joining me.
Thank
As
you.
everybody heard, Alive in Her is the group on Facebook, and I will post all of this in all of the links in the show notes so people can just click. I want to thank you for joining me. And I want to thank the viewers for watching. If you enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, hit the like, leave a comment. All of those things help with the algorithm. And I will see everybody next time. And I will see you on the group because I'm going to go join it.
Perfect. Bye.
Bye.